Well, hello, I'm Maria. Good morning, everybody. Um, uh, a bit of context for this. Um, uh, there were some talks here and some previous sessions and even elsewhere, um, where people were presenting about simulating networks, and they always need a big cloud platform or something like that. Or you need to spin up a container for every single node. And I'm asking why. Because I'm developing routing software. I'm from CZNIC. I'm Maria, if you don't remember. Um, I'm developing BERT. So I need to run repeatable tests. I need to automate all the tests to make it possible to run it once again and again and again when I fix the bug. I need to make it fast, because if it's not fast, I spend 2 minutes fixing a bug and 15 minutes testing. I want to flip this ratio to the other side. I want to spend several minutes fixing the bug, and then the test shows almost immediately whether I am okay or not. And I need it to be portable, at least physically. Which means when I sit in a train this afternoon, I want to run my tests and continue coding, even if there is no Wi-Fi. And there was no Wi-Fi on the whole Polish part of my journey to here on Sunday. So I'm expecting that my laptop will have to run this at least for several hours. Yeah. So what we need for testing routing software is we have to create different network contexts. We have to keep different TCP IP stacks, and we need to connect those with different kinds of links, and we have to run some software in context of those networks, of those TCP stacks, TCP IP stacks. And we want to have it easily accessible, which is, by the way, one of kind of problems with the containers, because they are too much isolated. I want to see inside the nodes. This is all what I need. And what is useless for me is the full-blown emulation. I don't need a kernel for every single node I am checking OSPF on. I don't need even a distribution image. I don't need a full-blown Debian. I don't need even an Alpine. I don't need a systemd. I don't need anything. I just need my laptop. Also, there is some legacy. We needed this. We needed this 10 years ago. There was no Kubernetes. There was no cloud. These were quite crazy times. When I was testing this in my first days in CZNIC, we were experimenting with Open vSwitch and accidentally stumbled upon some problems with sending MPLS packets inside Open vSwitch. Then I went to a party with my friends. One of them was a kernel developer, and I didn't know that this was a 0-day. So I just mentioned it, and he was like, "What have you just said? It's embargoed. You should not speak about things that is under embargo." I was like, "What? I have just found a bug which is under embargo? I didn't know." Nice. So we created something which we call NetLab. There are several more NetLabs. Sorry, this is just a term from 2014. Well, it's basically written by Ondřej Zajíček, who is who is my colleague. He's longer on the project than me. It uses Linux kernel namespaces, and we minimized startup times in such a way that I can spin up a test in several seconds and tear it down in several seconds. It doesn't have much overhead. I can just run the nodes, and it just eats the memory which is needed for the bird which I am running in. I actually run this in my laptop. There are some downsides. It's our internal project. It's still nothing to be actually well published. There is not much of documentation. If somebody is willing to help us, we would love to accept some contributions to the documentation. It needs local root, which is going to be kind of history soon, because we are going. Ondřej is working on fixing this. There is no other isolation. You don't want to run this in production. This is a testing facility. It's just CLI only. You just type it into the configuration. It expects now birds to run everywhere. Yeah, it's kind of hairy, but it can be polished quite easily. This is how a basic 4-node loops look like. You need this and 4 configurations of bird. That's all. And this says that it's a loop of four nodes, and it's somehow decides on the addresses. This is 1000 node loop, which I spun up on Tuesday morning in my laptop. I had to kill my Firefox because the 1000 birds ate 5 gigs of RAM, and Firefox is greedy. That was all. It took something like 3.5 minutes to spin it up, and something like 7 minutes to tear it down, because when you tear down the first node, all the other nodes start to recompute the OSPF. So it took some time. But it worked. Yeah, if you want to try it, you can ditch your containers for testing. There is a link. We may move it to the main repository. If you want to contribute, you are welcome. You are very welcome, but please write us an email. It's a project in high development. Yeah, and that's it. Here are my contacts. Thank you.